Welcome back to Beats of the Heart, Lyrics of the Soul. I'm back for another reaction. I got a notification on my phone today. It told me that Twisted Insane has a new song out. Twisted Insane is one of my favorite rappers. What he does I find just amazing. I've always been a fan of fast rap. I've always been a lifetime fan of Bone Thugs and Harmony. I didn't like all fast rap. There were only certain rappers that I liked that rap fast. I found throughout my lifetime there's so many fast rappers out there, but not all of them did it right. You know, they could all rap fast, yes, but there's something else to rapping fast other than just rapping fast. Over the past 8 years or so, Twisted Insane, he's been pretty much my go-to for my music. I love the stuff he does. It's just amazing, the music he makes. It can be horrorcore rap, but he talks about all different types of topics and stuff in his raps. But I don't want to keep talking here and delay, so let's get to the reaction. The song is Voodoo 2 featuring Dayo G, and Dayo G actually did quite a few things on his last couple albums. Yeah, I really like his style and his voice. He has more of a R&B, rappy kind of style, so it's really good. All right, let's get to this. This is Twisted Insane, Voodoo 2. If you're a fan of Twisted Insane and you listen to his Voodoo album, it was friggin' amazing. And his newest albums, Sickopotamus and Sick James, they were just two amazing albums. Almost every song on them was phenomenal. I love like the horror sounds that he uses in his songs. So we got this guy. It looks like we got a little story behind the video. A little different from some of his other videos where it's just him rapping in front of the camera.
Tell me, do you want to take a trip up on a spaceship? I told the people that the bullet really penetrate me. That's real. Now what the fuck you want to meet the real life Jason? Up on the dark side, but the body put up in the basement. They don't want to face him. He's with the wicked sick shit. Don't trip, you not the first one to run away on some bitch shit. Niggas always want to come around and be a bigger bad like they with this. Till they realize they ain't never been around no shit like this. Blood and guts, what the fuck you telling me?
Oh shit, I love that. I heard what he said. I can't go back and spit it back out, but I'm gonna play it again. But he said something about you thinking you're big and tough until you realize you ain't never been around nothing like this shit. And, you know, it's just such a badass line. Let me go back a little bit there. Oh, I just love the way he flows. His flows are, and they're so, a lot of people say he sounds the same in all his songs, but every single mix-up of the way he flows his bars is different all the time. Let's go.
Run away on some bitch shit. Niggas always wanna come around and be a bigger band like they with this. Till they realize they ain't never been around no shit like this. Blood and guts, what the fuck you telling me? You selling me booth tickets, no comedy, built Bellamy. No heaven in a nigga future, well fuck must be the hell of me. Green up from my feet up, it's the L in me. From San Diego, where the zoo deep in the southeast. Been around the corner sunshine, fuck one time, I'm out these. Bitch, ain't nobody catching me, Obama with the outreach. You ain't never gotta ask if I'm down, bitch, I'm bout these.
I'm telling you, this ain't for everyone, nigga. There's some other shit around here, nigga. You cross that line, you taking a walk down the dark side. So remember that before you cross that line. Brain sick around here, homie.
Brain sick.
First you fall down in convulsions. Eyes roll back, I'm like, oh shit. Chickens with no head in the ocean. Watch my enemies start floating. Voodoo. Nigga, that shit real. Made an experience with a cold. Sit and drink venom like soda. First you fall down in convulsions. Eyes roll back, I'm like, oh shit.
I like that hook that he's singing. You know, Twisted Insane usually does his own hooks, and they're usually sick. But I like that. I like Dayo G, how he's added that in there. It's quite sick. And it's nice how he came in with the face mask. I wear these things every fucking day. Not just since COVID, for years. I love them.
Remember me, I'm glaring. Ain't no remedies, just sympathy like Baron. Another body found up in the river, nigga, but who caring? Better respect mine with a tech 9, no Aaron. Walk up in the party with Bacardi, my body defend nigga tardy, but I got the money, everybody come and hit it, I don't hold shit, I'm sharing.
I'm going to start this verse over, but I did just hear him say something about Tech Nine. I didn't exactly quite put together what he said, but he did say something about Tech Nine there. If you're a Twisted Insane fan, you know all about what's going on between Tech Nine, King ISO, that whole business. I just love the music, all of them. Let me go back. Where did that verse start? Right there.
Remember me, I'm glaring. Ain't no remedies, just sympathy like Baron. Another body find up in the river, nigga, but who caring? Better respect mine with a Tech Nine, no Aaron. Walk up in the party with Bacardi, my body defender retarded, but I got the morning, everybody come and hit it, I don't hold shit, I'm sharing. Babylon up in the door, they flashlight is glaring. 2 of them, 10 of us, let them try that, I dare 'em. Ain't nobody coming sick when they find their body put up in the river. People always tell me how they better sick, but it really ain't sick like me, though. Boys being funny, people laughing at you, man, just like smoke. No time for the bullshit, Hell 9 more like Debo. 11:30 and it's only 30 minutes till midnight. Better run a high.com with the murder runner for your dislikes. Right, sick and we all down for the drawdown and fist fights. Well, alright, we can all die on this night.
First you fall down in convulsions. Eyes roll back, I'm like, oh shit. Chickens with no head in the ocean. Watch my enemies start floating.
Voodoo, yes, it's real.
Made an Asian bitch with a cold. Seen a drink venom like soda. First you fall down in convulsions. Eyes roll back, I'm like, oh shit. Chickens with no head in the ocean. Watch my enemies start floating.
Yeah, I really like the sound of this one. Fucking, I love my Twisted Insane, especially new shit. Oh, come on, give us another verse. Better give us another verse. It's time for another verse. You better give us another friggin' verse in this. There's still friggin' like 40 seconds. What's going on? I wanted another verse. What's the last 40 seconds? Just the beat playing? I extremely enjoyed that. I love my Twisted Insane, and especially when it comes out with new fish. Like when I first discovered him, there was probably like 200 songs that he had out, and I just loved going through every single album that he had and listening to all of his songs after I first discovered him. And it only took one song. The first time I heard him, I was finding more music and more music and more music, and I just couldn't stop. And then I looked into all his music and I got it all. I just find what he does so sick, and the way that he raps is just so different from the way anybody else raps. You know, there's tons of fast rappers, but I don't find anybody does it the way that Twisted Insane does. There's people who are great also as fast rappers, and they have their own style that's great. But the way he flows his bars, he talks about horror movies and a lot of 90s culture, 80s culture, you know, so that rings a lot with me when I hear him talking about that kind of stuff from when I was a kid and stuff I remember like that. But yeah, I heard a couple of, the Tech Nine line is actually not a line dissing Tech Nine or anything. It's actually, he's talking about finding dead bodies in the river and nobody caring, and then he says it isn't Tech Nine, the dead bodies. So he's almost like he's trying to squash the beef. And then there was a Friday reference in there from the movie Friday, which if you haven't seen that movie, you got to see that movie. It was Smokey. Ice Cube's actually in that too, yeah, from Boys in the Hood. I got my Boys in the Hood shirt on, if you can see, with the Ice Cube, and he's actually in Friday. But yeah, I really like that. I'm going to take a look at the lyrics a little bit more. You know, I heard him reference Jason, referring to himself as Jason. Why would you want to meet up with the real life Jason? So pretty much, and you know, he does talk about death and murder and all that in the horrorcore sense. But you have to remember, horrorcore, I don't look at it any different as any other kind of rap. Yes, it does have different subject content than a lot of it. I don't like a lot of it, but there's some of it that I don't mind. And it's because I can look at it almost the same way as looking at a horror movie, where you watch a horror movie and you get immersed in that story, in that horror. I find his music always has like a little spooky horror movie aspect to it, you know, and his lyrics will usually sometimes have like a horror aspect to it. But at the same time, when you look at any rapper, they all talk about being the best and taking out other rappers and killing other rappers, whatever it is. But when you look at it in this way, you know, other rappers are talking about whatever, I got a gun, I'll shoot you. And he's saying, pick up your gun, I will take you, and I will chop you up into little pieces like Dexter, and then I will cook you and I will eat you. And, it is pretty harsh. It is a more extreme way of saying, I'm a hell of a lot sicker than you are. And we all strive for sickness in the rap game. Maybe not this type of sickness, but at the same time, you can't look at it as this is his life and this is what he does. And, you know, like from the imagery in this video, almost as if he was drawing them, because it was almost like they were coming out of nowhere from a portal or something. So almost like he was drawing these people to him, and then he was almost casting a voodoo spell on them with the crystal ball. I'm not exactly sure, you know, all the people ended up dying and hemorrhaging out of all their orifices, which is never a nice thing. I'd have to see it a few more times to get the imagery down and everything. The lyric. I really did enjoy that. I can't wait for the next album, if it's going to be called Voodoo 2. I can't wait, Twisted. I cannot wait. And this is the first new song that Twisted Insane has come out with since I started my channel. So I definitely wanted to do a reaction to one of his songs, and I did. Thank you for watching. Bye.